guys, and good evening. Welcome to another late night stream. Yeah, it's not that late night, it's just a few minutes past 11 around here. So, I think we can do maybe 2 or 3 hours of UBOAT. So, welcome back. My last stream was Friday night and it was interrupted suddenly because obviously Streamlabs desktop software still has problems doing the multi-stream. So whenever I did the multi-stream to Twitch and YouTube via Streamlabs, I did have now and then quite severe technical problems, and after some analysis I'm pretty sure that it was not due to bad internet connection on my side, but I think Streamlabs has some kind of problem routing the streams across their servers. So that's actually a reason. Sorry guys at YouTube, but for now I'm not doing a double stream anymore. I'm just doing the single Twitch stream like I used to. And yeah, you guys on Twitch, you are my community. And here I am. And maybe I'm gonna upload that stream later to YouTube. So sorry guys on YouTube, but at the moment I first have to kind of get some... I am in contact with the help desk of Streamlabs, but up to now there was ideas, but they actually didn't work. So at the moment I don't want to rely on doing the double stream, and so I focus on Twitch. Actually, after my last stream suddenly was interrupted, I had quite a few pretty weird effects, but let me not dive too deep into it. And let's just start the game. So where are we? It's World War II, and we are in the year of 43, February, so we are already pretty far into the war actually. And more than 3 years. And what we are doing at the moment is the Arctic convoy mission set. And this is actually my, third or fourth Arctic convoy patrol, and we are just trying to escape. So we did hunt down and infiltrate a convoy pretty nicely and fired a few torpedoes, and let's see, we have sunk at least one destroyer and one merchantman. You see there the Frank Lever and the Electra. But I still hope that I might have sunk at least one guy more, and we are gonna have to check that when we can get back to the surface. But at the moment we are still being hunted by the escort. So the hydrophone actually tells us that they are moving away, and maybe we are out of the worst. But you never know. There is this trick that an escort just turns off their engine and silently waits on the water so that we can't detect it. We can only detect moving propellers. And then you get back to the surface and they rake you with their guns. So this is something we have to be sure that this doesn't happen to us. And so let's still stay down here and listen for a little while. We are at 150 meters, and we are all right. So you see, out of the 10,000 tons that we are supposed to sink in this single mission, we have already sunk 7,200. But you see, I'm marked here a few, with the question marks. I actually tried to mark crash sites or sinking sites of ships, and maybe I did sink one which was not yet registered here. That's my hope. But I'm not 100% sure. It might also be that another submarine had been around. Not quite sure about that. And sank one of the ships. Yeah, we will have to wait this out now with a little patience and then get back to the surface when we are sure that there is no enemy escort lurking up there anymore. Yeah, I really hope that the stream is working fine now again after these dual streams that I did in parallel to YouTube and Twitch. After these problems that I had there, I'm a little bit, worried. Because, also on Twitch I had quite a few weird things going on the last few days. Like, for example, it reported that I was doing something like 23-hour streams with 0 watches, while I actually didn't do any stream, but the system somehow marked that, and that's quite bad because my average number of viewers has been halved because of that. Because on the Twitch surface, it says that in the last kind of 4 days I did in total something like 50 hours of streaming with not a single watcher, and I didn't do any streaming. So that last interrupt that I had on my stream on Friday night, that really gave some trouble. And so I hope that maybe just by continuing now just a very conventional Twitch single stream, that I might get it under control again. So because of that, I would be very happy for any feedback, hopefully positive feedback. If you watchers see everything what you expect, sound, graphics is working all right, or not. So let me briefly give you the big picture. We are the Germans, and we slip into the role of a German submarine captain, and we started in the beginning of the war. I'm actually doing a complete walkthrough through the war from the very start in 39, and mission by mission we started with the small tiny Type 2 submarine, and after having fulfilled quite a few missions successfully with that small submarine, we got promoted, and meanwhile we are in command of a Type 7C. So that was a long way. So we did missions around here, then we got transferred to La Rochelle, started missions in the near Atlantic, mid-Atlantic, and finally we got the opportunity to use these milk cows, the supply ships, which allowed us to refuel in the open sea, and by this only we could finally reach enemy shores on the western Atlantic. And we finally finished Operation Drumbeat and the attack on Aruba, and after that I turned back and changed to the home port of Bergen, and from here we are doing the Arctic convoy missions now. So what you see is we already have almost 60,000 tons. We have reached the first level, and to reach the next level of that mission set we have to still do something like 40,000 tons of merchantman sinking. So here you can see what our path actually was. Somewhere here we did a random hydrophone check and detected this signal here, and then hour by hour we did another hydrophone check and got data point by data point, got a good extrapolation of their course, their speed, and finally intercepted them. So that was a night attack, but with moonlight, and so we could do a submerged attack. Even though I'm playing with almost maximum difficulty level, we could do that night attack submerged, and had just barely enough moonlight to do that. Now let's change course. So another course might give us another point of view from hydrophone, point of view, and let's just by changing course make sure that there is no any sneaky bastard destroyer hiding up there, lurking. Nothing to hear. Maybe they left us alone. Maybe they did leave us alone. Let's hope for the best. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. That's the saying, right? Yeah, if I look at my bit rate, I'm a bit worried because it's fluctuating a bit. It's alright, not extreme, but more than it should. So maybe we could dare to get to a moderate depth, and I think at that point I'm gonna end the alarm, so guys, you can step away from battle stations. Yeah, that's them. That's the convoy, and they're moving away. So let's hope that also the escort now has joined back with the convoy.
Es ist nicht mehr erforderlich, die Schotten geschlossen zu halten. 130 Meter. Schleichfahrt beenden.
Yeah, maybe this is a bit premature, but yeah, let's see.
Meter. Kreiselkompass einschalten.
So everything back to normal. Dive planes, electric support on again, gyro compass turned on again. And here we are. So most of the off-watch crew can step away. And Mr. Schneider is reloading, right? Oh, that's not good.
75 Meter.
Ah, no, it's alright. Nothing new.
Aktuelle Tiefe 50 Meter.
Alright, let's get further up
Tauchen auf 20
to
Meter.
20 meters. Yeah, nice. So I see that one by one, a few people are assembling in the stream. Welcome, guys. So, when you're not new in my channel, you might have recognized that I had some technical problems on Friday night. I mean, we had a nice stream. It was pretty eventful and pretty successful. But yeah, after 2.5 hours, it just stopped. I think it's some server problems of Streamlabs. But yeah, I'm not quite clear yet. Yeah, that was Friday night, and actually on Saturday night I didn't have the opportunity to stream. Usually I do on Saturday night, but last Saturday we were invited to a birthday party with our neighbors, and we had a very, very nice alternative night. I mean, alternative to streaming. Pretty nice party.
Meter.
Yeah, the number of views is fluctuating, so I would be very thankful for any feedback from you viewers in the chat to make yourself visible and tell me that things are working again after that weird things which I had the last few days on Twitch.
Tauchen auf 10 Meter. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen. Meter. Tauchen auf 5 Meter.
All right.
Seerohr besetzen. Aktuelle Tiefe
Yeah.
Meter.
Let's use the observation periscope. The good thing about the observation periscope is that you can use these filters. So at moonlight, that's pretty alright. So we might still see the smoke columns. Yeah. Oh, Ooh, sheet. This is exactly what I feared. What might happen. So guys.
Alarm! Aufgefechtsstation! Als eingespielte Mannschaft werden wir dem Feind zeigen, wozu ein U-Boot in der Lage ist.
Look at that sneaky bastard.
5 Meter.
The sneaky bastard is lying there, watching for us. Wonder if he's the only one. Maybe we can sink the guy. If he's just lying there, waiting for us. So it's 190, so it's 70 degrees actually. Something like minus 70 degrees. Let's see if we can sneak upon him. Yeah, we should make sure that we have better depth keeping to be sure that we don't breach the surface. And maybe I would like to get a little bit deeper than that. We are a little bit too deep. The problem is that we can't move the observation periscope as far up as we can do with the attack periscope. The Corvette velocity at the moment is 0. Maybe at that point I should switch to the attack periscope.
Herr Kapitän?
Wow, it's so dark.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
It's so dark, I can't see the guy. Is this him? Probably. Yeah, that's the Corvette. And longbow, more or less like that. And distance, I don't really care, but let's give it an estimate. Oh, we first have to make sure which type of Corvette it is. That's not too difficult because there is only two types. Is it this one or that one? I think it's that one, right? Yeah. Pretty sure it's this one. Now give it an estimate about the distance. Pretty far, but as it is not moving, W278. Give it another save. And now, Mr. Schneider, I need you. Torpedo 1 and Torpedo 4. Yeah, please do the maintenance.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
Mr. Arlos, he can also do some maintenance. Hey, why can't he? It's the wrong tubes, right? Yeah. Okay, so it will take a little bit longer, but at the moment it looks like we have a bit of time to do this thoroughly.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
It's a bit more than a mile away.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Yeah, let's see that we get a bit closer sneakily. We are on silent running. Gyro compass off. I leave the dive plane's electric support on because, yeah, this ensures us being more stable, not breaching the surface, giving away our position. Yeah, we do have a bit of water in the bilge, quite a bit, but right now it's the wrong time to turn on the pump. And yeah, oxygen is also an issue, but that's it. We have to live with it for now. Very good. Could you load that one? Yes, please. So, question is how many torpedoes to fire on the guy.
Rohr 2 geladen.
Yeah, no sound-seeking homing torpedoes anymore.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Verstanden, Kommandant.
Distance. Oh, that's so hard to do in the distance, in the darkness. To actually figure out the distance. Yeah, we are getting closer. What's the draught? 4.3. So shall we go for 4.5?
Aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 2014 Meter. Gegenlage 89 Bug rechts. Gegnerfahrt
That guy is really lying there,
Knoten.
looking for us, camping. That is what he's doing. So we've got 3, 1, 1.
Rohr 3 geladen.
Okay. Number 1 is the slow torpedo, the electric one, and number 2 would be the fast one. So let's fire 2 torpedoes on them. Mr. Schultz, please operate the targeting computer. And there we go. Yeah, the distance doesn't really matter when the guy is not moving, but well.
Aktualisieren. Entfernung 1740 Meter. Winkel 88 rechts. Rohr 1 bewässern.
For 3,
Rohr 1 bewässern.
for 5.
Los. Rohr 2 bewässern.
Rohr 2 bewässert.
Los.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle? Verstanden, Kommandant.
Okay, they are gonna reload. see what this is gonna be. Serious damage, alright. So that one was faster.
Die Besatzung evakuiert das Schiff.
Schraubengeräusche. Kleine Gruppe. Peilung
20 Sekunden.
Okay. It slipped underneath because, yeah, the ship was sinking over the stern, so the bows was reaching too far out. So the torpedo actually did not.
Fehlschuss. Sie gehen unter.
The pistol actually did not start the torpedo off. Problem is that I think this torpedo is gonna turn around and come back. It's one of these.
Herr Kapitän.
The question is if one of the other escorts is gonna come back to go after us. Is it down already? Hey. It is.
Geladen.
Okay, let's stop the alarm. Let's stop the silent run.
Es
And
ist
let's
nicht mehr
open the
erforderlich, die
bulkheads.
Schotten geschlossen zu halten.
And please
Kreiselkompass einschalten.
turn on the gyro compass again. What is this sound? Come on.
Befehle.
Oh shit. Is there still someone closing in? Is there still someone closing in? Dead ahead. Ooh, boop, 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 boop. There is still another destroyer coming for us. Shall I? Have no idea what this one is. Let's go for a draught of 3.5 and give it a lucky shot. Speed will be 12 knots. Angle on bow is exactly 0. And the distance, well, say something like 500, I don't know. And
Aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel. 500 Meter.
no, it's a waste of
2 Bug rechts.
torpedoes to give it a lucky shot.
2 Knoten.
It's really a waste of torpedoes to give it a lucky shot like that. Still the second one. I thought it was only that one being left. Does make no sense at all to try a lucky shot like that. So guys,
Alarm! Aufgefechtsstation! Zeit, unseren Mut zu testen, Männer. Denkt alle an eure Ausbildung. Bleibt ruhig und konzentriert. Schleichfahrt. Ruhe im Boot. Tauchen auf 150 Meter.
oh shit, and we are so low. So low on oxygen.
15 Meter.
Yeah, they spotted us. The guy is very close. Okay, now we can turn on the pump.
65 Meter.
And we can turn on the ventilation. When they are right above us and it's that noisy, let's use that opportunity to improve air quality and get the water out. Turn off the pump, please.
Meter.
Yeah, 2 torpedoes, 1 destroyer sunk. That's not bad. Problem is that the destroyers don't give us any tonnage. We get some reward and reputation, but no tonnage. Tonnage is only given for merchantmen.
135 Meter.
Yeah, and anyway, in comparison to the merchantmen, the tonnage of the destroyers is relatively small. So it wouldn't help much anyway. Ah, great. I see a few more guys in the stream. Welcome, guys. I'm still a bit worried after the technical problems that I had. I mean, from your point of view, I hope they were not so severe. But I saw a few weird effects in the last days, and I just hope that my stream is running smoothly again right now. And actually, I would be very thankful for some feedback. If it's just a thumbs up, hopefully, like everything looks fine. But even if it is not looking fine, it would be great to get the feedback.
Keine Panik. Konzentriert euch auf eure Aufgabe.
Yeah, okay, we had been running the ventilation for a little while with the potassium absorbers. So we went from air quality 64% to 70%. Yeah, that helps us. That does help quite a bit. Hey, shit, I thought it was only this single destroyer lurking there, but there was at least one more. And maybe after now that I have sunk that one lurking destroyer or corvette, there might be turning up more for the chase. At least we did sink 2 destroyers by now in this mission. Hey, come on, numerous. Ah, that can't be. This contact can't be true. 19 ships closing in at 5 cables. No, that's definitely misreading, I'm sure. But this one is true. There is a destroyer up there chasing us at very close distance.
Feindliche Schiffe geben Alarm.
Das wird nicht einfach. Aber wir haben schon Schlimmeres überstanden. Lasst uns ruhig bleiben.
Schraubengeräusche direkt über uns.
Just a bit of water back in the bilge. Completely uncritical at the moment. Yeah, if you ask me, it still sounds like there are at least 2 escorts up there chasing us. Okay, we are improving our air quality so far. I'm just gonna turn off the ventilation. Yep. Thank you very much. Yeah, now we can check we have more potassium absorbers. So let's just get as many of them into the ventilation system as we can. Yeah, the galley is still fine.
Kleine Gruppe. Peilung 115 Grad. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloy?
Yeah, this sounds like there are still 2 enemy escorts chasing us. Yeah, I don't know how smart it actually was to sink that corvette. Maybe I should have left it alone and they wouldn't have recognized me. But, well, we sank it. That's a victory. Yeah, from my point of view, I would say the stream is working pretty smoothly right now. Yeah, but yeah, I was just wanted to start to complain about that there is so few viewers in the stream. But yeah, when I look at the time, it's only 12 o'clock. So I'm still positive that a few of you guys might drop in. Would be great. Okay, that's flares. That's actually no threat, that's just them firing flares. wouldn't help them much at the moment. Us being down here at 150 feet, meters. Yeah, they're firing flares as hell up there. I don't have any stern torpedoes left. I had 2 sound-seeking ones and I fired both of them. Yeah, it's good that I do have the potassium absorbers to refine my breathing air. Otherwise, now I would start to be in some kind of dire straits, I would say. Yeah, that's the trade-off actually. The game delivers you quite some deep immersion, and on the other hand there are of course passages in the game when you really need a bit of patience. Right now I would never dare to do time acceleration. My experience in the game is when you're in such a situation that the enemies are really cruising above you and you do time acceleration, you would have depth charges being dropped on you faster than you could stop the time acceleration. So now you really have to dive into immersion and see and wait it out. Ah, nice, not wedges cold. Great to have you in. I'm so relieved. So you are the first guy in the stream who actually makes himself visible. And yeah, after having had these technical problems on Friday where the stream just suddenly stopped, I'm pretty relieved to finally see a well-known face. Hi Guy, how are you doing? How was your first part of the week?
Kommandant, wir wurden entdeckt.
Bleibt wachsam. Aber keine Panik.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't stream on Saturday night. That was not a technical issue, but we were on a party with our neighbors, which was a pretty good party, and after that party I was not quite in shape to do a late night stream anymore. I think I went to bed at 2 o'clock or something that night. And yeah, so I think these kind of weird effects that I had didn't bother you watchers much, but I had a pretty weird time the last few days. It was the birthday of, it's a couple, and she actually had her birthday party. Ah, okay, see that one? It's a new format for the best viewers thingy, right? Interesting. Yeah, that was a pretty nice party. So, yeah, we are not that close with this, circle. So there were a lot of people which we only meet on these kind of occasions when they celebrate her or his birthday party, and so it's always nice to get in contact with these guys. Yeah, we are relatively new in the neighborhood. We only moved here 3 years ago, and so it's pretty nice because they spent their life all around here, yeah, since they were born. So they are pretty much in. And so, yeah, always nice. So, yeah, air quality. I don't know how long you are in the stream already, but yeah, let me mention that in the beginning of the stream. Hey, thank you very much. Ah, that's so great. So I actually was a little bit down. I was, yeah, I mean, in real life I had a good time, but in stream wise I really was a bit down because this kind of effects that I had with the last stream that influenced my statistics. So for the last something like 4 days now, Twitch kind of registered that I did something like 40 hours of streaming with no single watcher, although I didn't do any streaming. Ah, shit. So that was a few weird effects in the last few days. Oh shit. Let's turn on the ventilation once. And so right now my statistics are pretty down. So I used to have something like 8 or at least 6 people in average on my stream, and just because of this bug now it's down to 4, and I'm a bit afraid that this kind of influences my visibility. But well, on the other hand, I just don't care, and I'm just happy because I will be visible to you, my followers, and that's the most important thing. Hey Navigator, good evening. Hey, you did it. You did the move. Oh shit, now they are really dropping hard on us. Sorry. You did it. You did the passage to the Mediterranean. That's great. I never went to the Mediterranean in the game. So I'm not quite sure how it works. So you do the Strait of Gibraltar mission, and when you are on the other side, will you get follow-up missions in the Mediterranean then? Because right now, let me just pause. If I look at the Mediterranean, I only see the passage through the Strait of Gibraltar, and so I was always a bit worried whether I would get any cool missions when I'm down there. Yeah, okay, so that sounds good. That's good news. So maybe I'm gonna do that when I finish the Arctic convoys stuff. Let's see. We are being depth charged quite heavily at the moment. Yeah, let's turn off the ventilation again. This is what I do since a while. Whenever I have enemy escorts passing by right above me and dropping depth charts, I'm pretty sure that all that noise will mask just anything that I do, so that I could even turn on my ventilation. But sorry guys, at that point I just have to be AFK for 1 minute. Alright guys, back again. I'm so glad to see you in the stream. So after having these kind of few weird bugs the last few days, seeing you in the stream really gives me the feeling that things might be working out again. Yeah, by the way, not wet, just cold navigator. How was your weekend, by the way? Hey, it's still running. Come on, didn't I tell you to turn off the ventilation? So please do. Yep, thank you. Air quality up to 80%, that's good. So now what we still could do is put more of the potassium absorbers into the ventilation system. Ah, yeah, guys. Now I feel relaxed. I was a bit worried because the first hour I only had 1 or 2 viewers, and I was actually worried that maybe still things don't work alright. But having all you in, yeah, gives me some confidence actually that these bugs might be history right now. And there we are pinged again. They are pretty tough, I would say.
Schraubengeräusche, kleine Gruppen, Peilung 15 Grad.
This one closing in again, and there is a second one. It's just masked at the moment, probably by that one closing in. But I'm pretty sure that there are still at least 2 escorts chasing us up there. And that's the convoy. The convoy is just going on. And I hope that sooner or later the escort ships are feeling obliged to follow their convoy. Ah, shit. I was running with flag speed. I forgot to turn down the speed. Well, if that's how it is. What about the water in the bilge? Yeah, let's turn on the pump for a little while. And get some water out while they're making noise up there.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Yeah, we are pretty deep, so the pump is gonna work against quite some outside pressure. So it takes a while to get the water out.
Lenzpumpe ausschalten.
Yeah, turn it off. Please, somebody turn it off. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that the problems that I had in the last 2 weeks were, originating from my doing double streaming to Twitch and YouTube. And I'm still relatively sure that my internet connection was not the problem, but that actually the service of Streamlabs were the problem. Pretty much looks like there were some connectivity problems. And so right now I'm just doing a Twitch stream, and well, you guys, you are my old love. Twitch, that's where communication actually is going on. I'm just feeling sorry for these two, say 1 or 2 guys on YouTube who were participating actively in the chat, like Connor. Yeah, I have to see that I contact him separately and explain why I'm not doing the streams on YouTube at the moment. But maybe I'm just gonna upload this whole stream afterwards to YouTube, and so we can stay connected. Yeah, but my priority is 100% Twitch, because on Twitch, here we have our nice little community, and generally on Twitch people are much more talkative in a positive sense. Alright. Yeah, that's actually one of the major aspects that I love so much about streaming. Getting in contact with you guys, actually. Yeah, quality, well, Still almost 80%. Build less than 30 liters. That's all right.
Schraubengeräusche. Große Gruppe. Teilung 125 Grad. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloy?
Yeah, that's the two escorts who are still chasing us. One roughly here, one roughly there. What if we would just stop the engines and do complete silence? The sound of silence. If anybody remembers that song of these two guys, Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel.
Aktuelle Tiefe 140 Meter.
Okay, that sounds pretty much like another guy's closing in again on us. Hey, just one viewer, it says. Have you left me, not wet just cold, navigator, or are you still there? Yeah, I know that this number I get there for the number of viewers is having quite some uncertainty. So I hope that you're still in.
Kommandant, feindliche Schiffe geben Alarm.
Alright,
Unseren Mut zu testen, Männer.
time to test our metal. They are firing flares again, which is a good sign. Because it means that they obviously have no idea that we are deep down here. Otherwise they would see that firing flares doesn't make sense. Yeah, here we are down at 150 meters on silent running, having switched off the engine at all. And let's see what they are gonna do with us. They're just not giving up. Pretty tough guys. Let's give it a save before we dare to do these kind of time acceleration Rex Kramer thing.
Kommandant, feindliche Schiffe geben Alarm.
Wir wissen, wie es geht. Drehen wir den Spieß gegen diese Jäger um.
Kommandant, wir wurden entdeckt.
Bleibt wachsam, aber keine Panik. Wir machen das schon.
Kommandant, feindliche Schiffe machen sich gefechtsbereit.
Yeah, let them do that. As long as they don't drop depth charts upon us. They can go for battle station as often as they like. Oops. That sounded pretty strong, pretty straight. Air quality is really going down again. Down to 65. Hey, come on. Fingers crossed, sooner or later they have to give up. We are really getting down in terms of air quality again. So if we wouldn't have applied the potassium absorbers, something like in-game an hour ago, we would be out of oxygen right now. No, you should.
Funkraum besetzen.
Ah, come on, no. Listen for contacts, please. That's your job at the moment.
Autogeräusche. Große Gruppe. Peilung 330 Grad.
Okay, 2 stationary contacts. They are just waiting it out, maybe. Maybe they're just waiting it out, hoping that they might lure us to come back to the surface. But now that we are stationary as well, we are completely silent, and so we could even hear them being there without their propellers moving. So sooner or later we have to make a strategic decision, because we sooner or later are gonna run out of oxygen. No any surprises out there. Of course, we could get up and try to sink another one of these guys.
Kurs setzen. Kleine Fahrt zurück. Kurs setzen.
Let's see if we can do that sneakily. I would now even venture to get back to the surface and on periscope depth. Let's see if we can sink the two guys. If they don't leave us alone, let's see if we can sink them.
Aktuelle Tiefe 145 Meter. Stopp! 140 Meter. Aktuelle Tiefe 130 Meter.
Yeah, I guess that they are stationary at the moment to actually lower us to the surface unexpectedly, but yeah. So they don't expect that we have that good hydrophones that we hear them even though they are not moving. But now that we actually detect them, we might be able to surprise them guys and sink them. Let's see. Let's see. So there is one guy. Let's call it the stationary one. And another guy. Let's call it the other stationary one. Time, yeah, it's 10 to 5 in the morning, so it's still winter and we are far in the north, so it's definitely still gonna be nighttime. And yeah, here the information says that the moon has set by now, so now it's really dark out there. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, let's have our chief engineer do the improved depth keeping. So now he is actually consulting the two depth steer screw hands to make sure that we don't breach the surface.
15 Meter.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
So the captain on the attack periscope.
20 Meter.
Let's go further up. Let's go for
Tauchen auf.
10 meters.
10 Meter.
What about the maintenance status of the torpedoes? Yeah, they're down. They need maintenance. Let's give maintenance to torpedo number 1. Torpedo number 2. Problem is that, of course, now I'm gonna make noises which might be heard by the guys there. They should be dead ahead, but in the darkness, the question still is whether I could spot them or not. There is something, is it? Yep. It says it's a Black Swan class. Okay, I don't know. Can't see it. But let's utilize
Seerohr besetzen.
this periscope and see if we can get a better eye on the target. Yeah, can't stick it that far up, but
Torpedorohr 2.
we have the filters which help us. And maybe I should get a little bit closer to the surface. Let's go for 8.
Auf 10 Meter.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
So guys, where are you? I should be able to spot you. And there he is. Alright.
10 Meter.
Nope. No black swan for sure. It's 4 chimneys, right? I think there is not too many of them having 4, but they have all the same height. So it can't be that one.
Aktuelle Tiefe
Pretty
5 Meter.
sure that it is this one, the Vickers Clemenson. Yeah, we can't determine the distance with this one. Is it moving? Is it moving? Let's hope that it is not moving. Let's see if we can get an estimate of the distance. But that's pretty hard. In the darkness, it's almost no chance to get that estimation, is it?
Aktualisieren.
Like that? I don't
Entfernung
know.
zum Ziel 205 3 Meter. Lage 5 4 Bug links. Gegnerfahrt 0 Knoten.
It's more like something like that.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren.
Probably less than a mile.
1 Meter. Lage 5 4 links.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum. Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
That's 2 of them. And what's this other one? So the draught of this one would be 3. And what about that guy? Just 1 chimney. Could be that one. I think it's the Sims class.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Let's see if we can sink the two guys. I would fire the torpedo tube 2, that's the fast one, on the further away target, and torpedo tube 1 on the closer target. That's the Sims class, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. 3. The draught would be 3. Speed 0, angle on bow. Something like that, I don't know. And the distance is further. Let's take the distance from our hydrophone reading, which would be something like 1.6 miles.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung 2500 Meter. Lage 90 Bug rechts. Rohr 2 bewässern.
Rohr 2 bewässert.
Los! Rohr 1 bewässern. Rohr 1 bewässert. Aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 1000 Meter. Lage 54 Bug links. Los! Rohr 4 bewässern. Rohr 3 bewässern.
Rohr 3 bewässert. Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg.
Los! Ja.
Bis Torpedo einschlagen.
Yeah, come on. Now keep fingers crossed. If this is gonna be it, I don't see the target.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg.
Ah. That's the other one, maybe.
Torpedo einschlagen.
Wow.
Feuer an Deck. Schwere Schäden.
Serious damage, nice. So now this one is gonna move. Ah, shit. So the timing is not, the timing was not too bad, but not quite fitting. So I wonder, this is gonna be a near miss probably. It's gonna be a near miss. Oh shit. Could have been a hit, but it wasn't. And that guy's missing as well. Ah, too bad. Yeah, the timing was almost perfect, but not quite. That guy's gonna sink, I think.
Kommandant, wir wurden von Estik geortet. Herr Kaloy.
Okay, guys.
Kleine Fahrt voraus. Tauchen auf 145 Meter.
Now we're gonna hide again. We sank that guy. I'm pretty sure that we have sunk that guy with this hit. It was heavy damages reported just from the sound. Yeah, maybe I should have used the snorkel to get some air in. Yeah, well. So, 1 second, be back in a minute.
Schraubengeräusche. Kleine Gruppe. Peilung 315 Grad.
Hey guys, back again. Nice to see that there are a few more people in the stream. So we are again in a critical situation. We just went back to periscope depth and fired 3 torpedoes. One of them did hit and did sink one of the 2 destroyers who were lurking up there for us. But the other one actually started moving the moment we hit the other one, and so the other 2 torpedoes missed. It was almost, but not quite, perfect timing. So this guy back there, the one further away, I'm pretty sure that we sank it. And now it's a matter of survival again.
Zerstörer. 315 Grad.
315, yeah. He's passing by. Luckily, he's not passing by right above us.
120 Meter.
Hey, Aqua Icing. Beautiful to have you in. Yeah, all those pings. So actually, there are a few destroyers. So if you remember our stream from Friday night, that was the last one that I did. And back then I did sink at least one of these guys from their convoy. And yeah, they seem to be a bit pissed off and want to take revenge. But yeah, back then I already sank one of the destroyers. And now they did this trick to sneakily wait on the surface. They did it in the beginning of the stream, and I also sneakily went back to periscope depth and sank one of these lurking destroyers. And right now I did it once more, so there were 2 more destroyers chasing me. And after a while, just putting themselves silently on, lurking, hoping to lure me in, getting back to the surface. And I fired 3 torpedoes. 1 torpedo hit this one here, the other one actually started moving quickly, and the 2 torpedoes missed. So, well, still not bad. Up to now I have sunk, should be 2, or no, 3 escorts I have sunk. They are just not yet registered. Yeah, but we all know the problem is that the tonnage of the escort is not accounted for your mission result. But still.
140 Meter.
So Aqua Icing, how you do? I actually wasn't able to stream on Saturday. We were invited on a birthday party for our neighbors. And as it was a pretty good party, we only came back home pretty late, so no point in streaming back then. Yeah, and I had some kind of technical trouble again with the double stream to Twitch and YouTube, and this is why right now I'm only streaming to Twitch, my favorite channel. Yeah, you might remember that the Friday night stream, it was pretty alright, I think. We had quite some good action infiltrating the convoy, but after something like 2 hours, 15 minutes, it just stopped. Because I think that the Streamlabs service are not stable enough or don't have the capacity that they need to have. And that this was the problem. So now that I'm doing only one single stream to Twitch, that's at least what I did a little bit research on that. For the single stream, it might not be a problem, but when you do the multi-stream, they use intermediate servers of their own, and that might be troublesome. However, right now I'm pretty glad to have all of you guys back in the stream, and at the moment it looks like things are working. Fingers crossed. So we are back down to 150 meters. Problem is that our air quality is now pretty down already. And we have already used quite a few potassium absorbers. So we are back to 40, but we actually refueled it again and again. So yeah, we still do have quite some potassium absorbers. So might be all right. water in the bilge. Yeah, a bit, but not too much. Nothing alarming.
Zerstört.
305 degrees, which would be somewhere there. Sorry, no, which would be somewhere there. Yep. Hey, the guy was burning. Can't believe that he was not sinking. Taking severe damage. Yeah, there we are still doing the patience game, and that guy is just not giving up.
Herr Kapitän. Kommandant, wir wurden entdeckt.
Keine Panik. Konzentriert euch auf eure Aufgaben.
Seems to be pretty close, that guy.
Kommandant, wir wurden von Ethnik geortet. Schraubengeräusche direkt über uns.
Schneller, schneller.
Somebody please turn on the pump and turn on the ventilation now that they are right above us. We can make some noise. Yeah, let's see that we get some water out and that we get some better air in here, while our noise is masked by their own. Hey, Aquising, are you still there? I'm still a bit nervous and kind of nervous about that the stream might not work properly, because in the last few days I had quite some weird effects on Twitch, so would be nice if you could just confirm that you're still there. Because I'm still having that gut feeling that the stream is not working perfectly fine. Or like that people might get or being kicked out again or something. I don't know. I'm just a bit suspicious, maybe over suspicious. Please turn off the ventilation. Yes, and thank you. Who's gonna do that? Please do it now. Hey guy, please, somebody do that and turn it off now. Hey, he got stuck, shit. Alright. So we are back to 76% of air quality. This is definitely worthwhile. So torpedo-wise, let's save once more. We sank another destroyer, although this is not our real mission goal. And we are still missing something like 3,000 tons to reach the goal of that patrol.
Zerstörer, 75 Grad.
So it must be there.
Herr Kapitän? Zerstörer, 25 Grad.
25 degrees. He's passing by in front of us, obviously. Hey guys, I just see the number of watches going up. It's a pleasure to have you in. So, don't worry, I just see the number going up. I don't see your names or anything. So you're perfectly anonymous, and if you just want to lurk, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, you just make me happy by being there, watching. That's one reason to stream, actually. But of course, you could make me even more happy if you would participate in the chat, give feedback, what you think about the game, what your experience is, what you think about the stream. So just anything being welcome. But don't feel pushed, just watch if you like to watch. Welcome. Getting pinged again.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Kommandant. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
Yeah, maintaining and loading always creates a bit of noise, but yeah, let's just assume that we can afford that. I'm just eager to have the 3 remaining torpedoes all in the tubes.
Herr Kaloi.
High speed closing in. Yeah, they are still firing flares up there. But now I'm pretty sure that it is only this one single destroyer left up there. And let's keep fingers crossed that sooner or later he's gonna give up and is gonna rejoin his convoy that he's supposed to protect.
Kurs setzen. UBOAT 2 geladen.
5 to 10 cables. That guy's pretty close, obviously. Astern. I bet he's moving away. Wow, wow, wow. That might be good news. But yeah, still too early to judge whether he's really moving away or just taking a turn. Yeah, still tough. Air quality 74%, 2/4. So 3/4, yeah, not two, three quarters of air quality still up. So it's uncritical, but we all know by now that the air quality is usually turning to be the first really critical parameter. But at the moment it sounds a bit like they are losing track of us. The guy is moving away. So should we just stop to be maximum silent, to give not the leastest hint on us being there, and maybe they're gonna leave us alone, or he, the destroyer, is gonna leave us alone. Allow me to be AFK for 1 more minute. guys, fingers crossed that maybe this destroyer's given up the chase. Yeah, let's give it another save. And maybe I dare to do a little bit of time acceleration then.
Aktuelle Tiefe 135 Meter.
Or is he just staying there again and trying to fool me? Maybe he is. Maybe he is waiting up there again. Engines turned off. Who knows?
Aktuelle Tiefe 135 Meter.
Kurs setzen. Kleine Fahrt voraus. Tauchen auf.
Okay, let's carefully get back to the surface.
Meter.
Yeah, we still lack 3,000 tons of sunk merchantmen. So at that moment I would not like to spend more torpedoes, my last 3 torpedoes, on an escort, on a man of war. While we should still sink 1 more merchantman to reach the mission goal.
Meter.
Hey guys, I just see the number going up. Welcome, welcome in the stream. Nice to have you in. Don't worry if you just want to lurk, that's perfectly fine. You're completely anonymous, I just see the number going up.
Aktuelle Tiefe 55 Meter.
And still, you could make a little happy streamer even more happy if you would actually participate in the chat. Give me a hi, say maybe roughly where you're coming from and what your experience with the game is, things like that. But don't feel pushed, perfectly fine if you just watch. Please don't just leave because you feel pushed by my little speech.
Tauchen auf. 20 Meter.
Meter.
I somehow do have the gut feeling that the guy is still lurking. Let's stop the engines
Stopp.
to get even better hydrophone sensitivity.
30 Meter.
There is a wreckage around, right? Yeah, no surprise actually. But I don't hear anything. No noises.
Tauchen auf. 10 Meter.
Yeah, no, let's improve the depth keeping again. And yeah, let's use the observation periscope.
Aktuelle Tiefe 10 Meter.
Ziel Seerohr besetzen. Tauchen auf. 5 Meter.
5 Meter.
Okay, there is something. Is it the retreating man of war?
10 Meter. Meter.
Yeah, it's... No, that's a convoy. It's really a ghost question where the man of war is right now. Okay, there he is at 115. And he's... the guy is trying to lure me up. 115 degrees. At the moment we are moving that course.
Natürlich, Herr Kaloy.
Be that.
Auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Betrachten wir es als erledigt,
Let's
Herr
see
Kaloy.
if we can sneakily push onto that guy as well. It's the Wicked Clemenson, is it? Yeah, pretty sure that this is him. 3 meters of draught. And pretty much like 90 degrees of angle on bow. Although it would not matter much for this approach. Now let's see if we can sink this guy as well. Yeah, I just want to sink that one as well and then be left alone. And check the rec sites. Hi guys, great to have you. Yeah, as I used to say, don't worry, I don't see your names, I just see the number of watches going up, which is beautiful. Thank you very much for joining. So if you might consider also to participate in the chat, you might make a little streamer like me even more happy, but don't feel pushed. Perfectly fine if you just look and watch and lurk. Yeah, but still I'm always curious about from which part of the world you are coming from, or well, what your background with the game is, your experience, your hours in the game. And yeah, we just have a lot of kind of off-topic chat around here in the stream just as well. Yeah, there he is. Maybe we are gonna sink our 4th destroyer now. Yeah, but of course, we all know, at least we who are playing the game regularly, we know that for reaching the mission goals, sinking a man of war doesn't help much in terms of stats. You never get tonnage being accounted from having sunk a destroyer. But nevertheless, maybe just out of these are kind of suppressive tools. From the point of view of a German U-boat commander, we would still feel some satisfaction to sink these kind of guys. Yeah, as I used to say, so when I play this game, it's not because I'm a nationalist or not because I am a revisionist, like I wish to have an alternate history. No, not at all. I think history was working perfectly fine back then. I'm glad, looking backwards, that the Allies won the war and saved us from this mad man called Adolf Hitler. But nevertheless, I mean, now you could ask, why do you play this game? I mean, you play in the role of a German officer. Well, it's the fascination on the technology. And this is, I think, why all of us, we are really, really fond of that game, because, yeah, looking back then, it's battery technology, it's electric engine technology, it's hybrid technology, having the diesel and the electric engine. So there is, and then about the torpedoes and everything, that's so fascinating. And this is, I think, why we guys actually play the game. Not because we want to change history, but because we are fascinated by the concept and I mean the challenge. Look at the human challenge that you actually have. People going down to something like 100, 200 meters under the sea level in this steel tube. Wow. So now I really would like to sink that guy. Draught is 3, roughly. Angle on bow, come on, that's perfectly fine, is it? Don't know why they do align themselves so nicely. But about the distance, I can't determine the distance here. That's actually the drawback of the observation periscope. You don't have this distance determination technique, so we have to go back here and see if the captain can do it. Yeah, it will still be pretty dark, so gonna be a challenge to do this.
Herr Kapitän?
And there he is still. Now I'm pretty curious. Are we gonna find some debris? Are we gonna be able to sink that guy? Yeah, this is the attack periscope, and what we see there in front of us, it's the observation periscope. Why don't I get the guy into the optics? There it is. Now, shall we? I don't know. I would like to first at least determine the distance. Yeah, maybe there are still a few ships burning. Yeah, guys, I would be very curious. What do you love the most about this game here, this submarine simulation? Could you answer that? What do you love most about this game? Now, well, what is this about? We are about to hopefully kill that escort which is lurking there on the surface. So this is kind of, well, I would say a construction error. Problem is that here with the attack periscope we can't put a filter on, and with the other periscope, with the observation periscope, we actually can. So I really wonder, would it have been that much of an effort to do that and implement some kind of interface like that? Yeah. There. We have visual. Is this? Probably not. Probably not. Is this the remainings of the moon? Might be. Yeah, according to the course, we are heading more or less straight towards the guy.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
Are we gonna sink that guy finally? And then hopefully having gotten rid of just any convoy escort. Yeah, we still have problems getting that target into our view on the attack periscope. It's so hard to there we have them. Nice. We have the guy there. That's him, velocity 0. He's trying to lurk upon us, but now we are doing it the other way around. That's just fine. Now, what about the distance? Can I actually figure that out? Something like that, right? Okay, less than a mile. So right now, it looks like we are moving into a very good firing position. Air quality is 66%. Yeah, that should still support us for a while. Discipline is going up pretty nice. So we are on a bounty hunt, which means crew gets a bit more happy. And now let's see if we can do some artistic, weird stuff.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant. Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Yeah, guys, hard to tell what the officers are up to.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Yeah, in principle, everything seems to be alright. All is ready for an attack. Question is if whether we actually dare to start it. Yeah, right, it's just a destroyer, but yeah, I want to be left alone. So maybe I'm going to try to sink that one with, yeah, maybe something like one torpedo. Yeah, do you think it's unreasonable to try to sink the destroyer? It's just lying there. Might be easy prey. Okay. Question is how to start this one. There he is. There he is. Now we are closing in. Okay, so this is the observation periscope with a nice filter. Nevertheless, I would like to get that one out of the way. Distance. Yeah, we are still on that tool. Yeah, okay, alright, so we are not that bad. So pretty much looks like that we are gonna sink that guy, but I still would like to save the game and switch to the other point of view. Yeah, just a bit of water in the bilge. What about the air quality? 65%. This is not much. That guy I want to sink. And I want to sink it with one single torpedo. Let's take a look at the maintenance status. They need maintenance urgently.
Verstanden, Kommandant. Alles klar. Werde mich darum kümmern. Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle. Ja, Kommandant, ich kümmere mich darum.
we are right about to sink that Chinese. Ah, come on. I think at that point I should stop engines.
Stopp.
And now let's see that we sneakily sink them. They are lurking there sneakily for our getting back to the surface, but we don't.
Rohr 1 bewässern.
Shall we? Come on. What could go wrong? Nothing, right?
Rohr 2 bewässern. Rohr 1 bewässern.
Rohr 1 bewässert.
Alright, so
Los.
fire. Maybe they are closer.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
Let's hope that it's gonna be a hit.
30 Sekunden. Alles klar, ich werde mich darum kümmern. 20 Sekunden. Zehn Sekunden bis Einschlag.
Fingers crossed that it's not gonna be a dud.
Feindliches Schiff getroffen. Schwere Schäden.
Serious damage. Let's see what this is gonna do with him. It's a large destroyer. Let's hope that this hit is gonna sink. I think he's already listing, isn't she? Isn't she already listing? Maybe this is gonna be a quick death. Pretty much looks like that.
Schraubengeräusche. Kleine Gruppe. Peilung 230 Grad.
Okay, lights off. Yeah, that shows they are sinking, aren't they? They are going down. They are really going down. Let's give it a save. I really can't believe that he survives that. He is going down, is he?
Schraubengeräusch. Peilung 230 Grad. Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Oh shit, that looks like that there is more escorts closing in. Come on. More and more escorts. So at the moment it doesn't look like it was
Störer 235.
pretty much of a good idea. Might be somebody closing in there.
Schraubengeräusche. Kleine Gruppe. Peilung 190 Grad. Die Besatzung evakuiert das Schiff.
Alright, so we get another destroyer. We are really the destroyer killers, aren't we?
215 Grad.
Got that one. So, looking at the time and my own level of tiredness, I think I'm gonna call it a day right now. Yeah, guys, it was a pleasure to have you in, and quite nice to see that Just Classic streaming still works. As I mentioned in the beginning, I did have a few technical problems over the last few days with Twitch and with my streaming software, Streamlabs. But yeah, right now, finally it looked like the stream was working alright. You were in and there were no complaints on the quality of the stream. So guys, thank you very much, and looking forward to see you maybe already tomorrow. Bye bye. Have a good night. Hey Aqua, I think you're still there. Very nice. So yeah, would be a pleasure to have you in tomorrow again. See you, and yeah, bye bye.